Welcome back to my channel. And what we are going to do today is we are starting with the new the model which I'm going to start today is basically JavaScript syntax and fundamentals. Okay. Under this broad module, it's not very much broad module. Basically, it's just a small, I can say, topic with maybe 4 to 5 topics. What this includes is basically variables. Then we have data types. Next, we have operators. After that, we have control structures. After control structures, we have functions, and followed by functions, we have objects. Okay, so these are some of the broad topics which we'll be covering. Now, today, I mean, here, what topic we have first covering with is variables. The first topic, this video is about variables. Okay, so yeah, this is my topic. Let's start. Black. Yeah. This. Yeah. In JavaScript, what are variables used for? Variables are used to store the values. Okay. First thing is it's used to store values. Okay. Uh, Next, apart from storing values, uh, how do you declare it? Okay. We declare a variable declared using either the var, or we can use let, or you can use const. Okay, it can be either of that. We can declare a variable using either a var keyword, let keyword, or a const keywords keyword. Okay, followed by followed by the variable name. Followed by the variable name. Okay. So since there are these three var, let, and const, first let's see what is the difference between these things. Okay. So first is the var. What does var does? Var is used to declare variables. First, the the variables declared using var are attached to global scope. Okay, are attached to global scope, or the current the function variables function variables declared have function scope have function scope. What does this mean? Basically, if you declare a variable using var on a global level, or wherever you wish to, this has a global scope. If you declare a variable using var inside a function, that means it has a function scope. They are that is they are accessible within current function or the global scope or global scope. Okay. Now let's see what is about let. Okay, let's talk about let. Let and const are somewhat similar with the scope. They are block scope. Basically, they are block the scope and only accessible within the block they have been defined. Okay, as well as any any inner blocks. Okay, let's talk about const. Const are these are these are these are similar similar to let. That is that is block scope. That is block scope. Then what is the difference? But the difference is the variables declared using const keyword cannot be reassigned. Okay, this is very important. They cannot be reassigned. All right. So now let's go and test a program using this. Okay. Okay. So yeah, let me write this program. Let's say let's say I have a function. Let's say I have a function. It's all right. Now I have three variables. First is a var x equal to 10. Then we have let y equal to 20, and we have const z equal to 30. Okay. Now if two if two, what does this mean? This means the statements inside this block will always be running. Okay, if condition true. Now here I have again declared that x equal to 100. Okay, let y is equal to 200 and const z is equal to 300. Okay, now let me log it. Okay, console.log x comma y comma z. And what I will do is console log x comma y comma z. Okay. And let me call this function. This is basically function definition. I'll have to call it as well. Right? Okay. Yes. Now let's see what happens here. If you can see, uh, is this visible? Okay. I guess this is visible pretty clearly now. Everything in one single thing. Yeah. So yeah. Now what happens here is first is this console log hello. Now function test is defined, and here function I have called it. Now what basically what I'm doing here is I am basically running this function. So when I call this function test, what will happen is there is this var x equal to there's a variable x denoted using var that will be initialized as 10. Okay, let me do one more thing. Okay, let me log here as well. Okay, so x equal to 10, y is equal to 20, and z equal to 30. So I have declared these variables here. Okay, and when I log this in line number 6, I can see it's 10, 20, 30. Okay, it's pretty clear that I have initialized as 10, 20, and 30, and I'm getting the values 10, 20, 30. Okay, now if true, that means obviously it's true, then all these condition will be satisfied. Okay, now here comes the logic of block scope. Okay, block scope means this is a block of code. Whatever these variables are there, right, let and const, they have their scope within these blocks itself, within these curly braces itself. Outside this, they do not have the scope. But variable or variable x, which is denoted using var, this is a global scope variable, right? It's a global scope. It is attached to the global object. Okay, so what happens is whenever I create this var x, right, it is not the scope of this var is globally. So in this case, what happens is the x which I had 10, right, this is overwritten, or this is not valid anymore. Okay, this is not valid anymore. And what happens is the value of x which we have here 10, right, this is lost, and value of x becomes 100. Now this y is basically this 200 and this 300. So yeah, what happens here is, let's see, let me have this. I have this x, okay, globally, okay. This is on line number 3, 4, 5. Okay, line number 3, 4 I have a y, and then number 5 I have z. Okay, now x value, what is the value of x? 20, 30, 40, correct? Okay, then 20, 30, I'm sorry. Okay, then 20, 30, z. Now when I am on line number 8, this x, right, this is lost, and I have this x which becomes 100. It's also globally scooped. Okay, and on line number, as I come on line number 9, right, this has to be a global function scope, right? But line number 8 is an exception, and line number 9 and 10, they have different values. That is y and z. Now y value is 200, 300. As you come out of the scope, these variables are no more valid, right? So when you have here console log, when you log console log here, right, when you do console log here, the values are 100, 200, 300. But as you come out of these, right, when you come here, right, line number 30, line number 13, when you come on line number 30, you see that this x is not lost. Why? Because this x is basically something in the global scope. So x ka value is 100, y and z are still 20 and 30. Why? Because this 200 and 300 values which were there, they are no more valid. Okay, so globally what was the value of x and y? 20 and 30. That the difference. Okay, so this was the difference between let and const and var. I hope that was clear. Thank you so much.